Namaste. Greetings, everybody. HHWH, just going for Harry here. Want to jump on and do a live? Just do. Have a nice rest, asleep. Oh, there's a dog. That's cool. Oh, Molly's gone inside. Mega cool. She's gone inside a cage. Good stuff. Looking after dogs is very cool. It really is, actually. Good for the Zen meditation mode. Peace and calm. So yeah, just had a good rest. Sleep. So important. So important to get that sleep when you need it. When you feel tired due to detoxification, please rest, because your highest vibration lies in many things, as you've seen I'll talk about now, but sleep is really foundational, you know? So key, you know? Especially with the stresses of life and doing all the shit. You must get good sleep. When you're tired, rest, eat easy. Find a time, make time a day for good sleep. So that's cool. But I really want to talk about seed retention again. It's a huge topic. Got to keep drilling it in to myself. Well, I'll just explain to you why I love it so much. Well, I think it's the divine masculine. I wouldn't go without it. Ever now. It's a choice I made, because I've experienced life, as most guys in the Matrix have. I'm 34 now, but I've experienced it masturbating porn every few days at least. Probably at its peak of my teenage years every day. At a time, probably, when you're young, where you can take it, quite honestly, a lot better. Because your testosterone, when you're 15, 16, 17, 18, a boy, is very high. Your powers of detoxification and health are very high. The testosterone drop that comes from each ejaculation can be handled well. The pint of blood that you use with each ejaculation is proportionate, isn't it? Pint of blood worth. What happens when you take your blood out on a day when you're doing something nice and giving people blood? Your blood drains as you feel bad, you feel low energy. Your blood is your waters, your structured waters, your life force. Well, when you ejaculate, every ejaculation, and I'm not judging, I'm just sharing, it comes at huge cost to the body to ejaculate. Huge cost, like losing a pint of blood. It's like giving blood, like giving a pint of blood. You've got a major testosterone drop. Most guys already have low testosterone. You know, especially the older you get. I can't afford to do this anymore, the game of masturbation. Maybe when we're 13, 14, 15 and having fun every couple of days is cool. Maybe you can afford it and you won't experience bad. But I'm 34, and we know from the Taoists and our own experiences that the older a guy gets, the harder it is to replace the seminal fluids, the divine masculine, the semen, the testosterone, the pint of blood loss, all the nutrients, the hormones, the enzymes, the vitamins, the minerals. You know, same as urine therapy. But, I'm being honest, it's worse. I mean, if you piss your medicine down the toilet, no biggie, really. It's kind of okay. It'll help you, saving it for aging or fresh. But it's not a huge, massive loss. What is a huge loss is ejaculation. The older you get, I mean, the Taoists had a frequency. The Taoists had a frequency of ejaculation on age. The older you get, the slower your detoxification process. It doesn't speed up, or at least in the current system of how we're living at the moment. Maybe we're in new times. Things are going to change, but currently, the older you get, the harder it is to not feel the effects from each ejaculation. So it's insane if you're in your late 20s, at a guy, early 20s, late 20s, you're in trouble. 30s, you're in big trouble. 40s, 50s, you can't afford to do that shit, guys. I mean, you can, I'm not judging your journey. Just happy that I found something that really does give me lots of extra energy. It's a key part of my detoxification program, number one. Key part of my detoxification program that runs in the background that I don't have to think about at this point. And it's took a long time to get to that, to give up porn. A long time. 31st December 2019. I was aware of semen retention and started practicing it 2017. The end of 2017, I did 7 days, and I was always masturbating every couple of days. Got a massive energy spurt. I was like, what is this shit? It took me 2 years after that to really give up porn. But I was going on good runs in the meantime. Completely given up porn now. And I don't mess about myself that way. So I'd a real with a partner, much better. But, can I be honest? Even if you're ejaculating to your partner every other day, and you're 30 years old, or plus, especially older, fellow man, it's just too much, guys. Why don't you try and experience the contrast? Go on a 7-day run, a 2-week run, freedom. Buy my book. Why do you think my last book I wrote, is semen retention? I'm obsessed with it. It's changed my life. A lot of things have. As urine has, fasting has, grounding, sun gazing, but especially semen retention. Because it's a huge topic. Guys are under attack, in my opinion. There's a deliberate agenda, and I can say this is my opinion. There's a deliberate agenda with porn to let the media, to let the man think that ejaculation is the way that we conduct sex with ladies, to bust a nut very quickly, to lose what I would call the divine masculine essence. They don't want guys to be divine masculine. They don't want to be healthy. I mean, the system doesn't. You don't want them to be happy. The system doesn't. I do for you. You do for other people, but the system doesn't. So that's why they promote it. Porn proliferation has gone ridiculous. Even when I was growing up, it's ridiculous. Now on the internet, you've got 10, 12-year-old boys thinking it's cool to watch porn and masturbating. And it's not even the cool boys. It's all the boys now. Not even the cool kids. Everyone gets access, even the weird guys, gets access to the porn and ejaculation and that loss. Imagine if a kid at 13 carried on semen retention runs at that early age because he knew the power because he had great parents. Or even went on a 7-day run, his parents challenged him and said, hey, listen, porn's really shit. Try it for 7 days without it, son. And they felt the difference in energy. You'd have epic children. You're never too late, so don't stop keeping them. It's so powerful. It's the best. Testosterone. You look into the increased benefits of testosterone. Your testosterone spikes like you wouldn't fucking believe, and it stays at a very high level for the duration of which you haven't ejaculated or had a wet dream. Very high level of testosterone. Testosterone is the divine masculine. Testosterone is focus for a guy, energy, it's motivation. What is a divine masculine here to do? To challenge himself, to step out his comfort zone, to face his fears, to take on projects bigger than his partner, maybe. That's what I believe a divine masculine. As much as he can love a woman, it's part his essence. So the key, as Napoleon Hill found in the 1930s, probably the guy that made it famous. John W. Armstrong made the urine therapy famous again in the 1940s with a great book called Water of Life. But if we're talking about what made it semen retention, the power of it famous again, it was Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. He noticed all the coolest dudes, the Henry Fords and all the fucking cool dudes that were making loads of money. Some of them had partners and some of them didn't, but they all had a thing with semen retention, holding it in as long as possible with infrequent ejaculations. They all had it in common. It's an experience thing. It's very cool when girls encourage it in guys. And to me, it's very unsexy when a girl doesn't understand it or isn't willing to let a guy do it and she desperately wants to see it all the time. So having an understanding girl for this practice if you've got a partner is fucking key. And probably when you practice at the beginning, you'll get carried away a few times, maybe more than a few times, and lose it. That's okay. But really, what I'm saying is the ultimate goal should be with a partner that you love, going deep, and literally having sex still. But when you get to that point, rest easy, start breathing, even pull it out, just relax yourself. Don't get to the point over the edge, to pass the point, return. Just don't ejaculate into them. I mean, this point goes deep in my opinion, guys. I'll shout out Seth Breaks, Esoteric Alchemist on Instagram. Shout out Nick Caputo. Great job on Instagram. Fucking love those two dudes. They know it. They have my heart. Two leaders in our health community on Instagram and Facebook. I think Seth's not on it, but they did a great interview. Thanks to Charles Salvatore actually for sending me it. And they reminded me or told me something important. There's so many benefits of semen retention. One of them is, this is going to sound triggering, maybe, if you watch it through to this level. If you save your seed and ejaculate as frequently, less as possible, even for a partner, when it does come time to make a baby, you'll see that your baby will have, honestly, it's not bullshit. You're giving your baby the most healthiest possible genes, detoxification, systems, health, personality, all of it. That's encouraging. Most of us want kids sometime in the future. Do you want a kid 4 years in the future? Start trying semen retention now. Honestly, you'll never know, I guess, because if you didn't do it, the kid's going to turn out how it is, right? You'd never know it. It's one of those things. But it makes sense. When you're preserving your life force energy of the semen, it's circulating the body much more and it's ejaculating very infrequently. Guess what? That seed of the man becomes purified and fucking epic the less he ejaculates. And then, when it comes time for a decision, a conscious decision, or not, to have a baby, but he's practicing retention lots and ejaculate less, My God, will that child be epic. Talking to me, I've got that from Seth and Nick Caputo, resonates strongly with that medicine. Good detoxification for the kid, best start in life, health, even personality. Because the guy, by saving the seed, you become more fearless, you become more brave, you become more divine. And when you become more divine as a guy, your personality splits between the mother, the grandparents, but part of you goes into your child, not just your health, but that, your fearlessness. And a huge part of fearlessness, honestly, you'll never know this unless you do the experiments. A huge part of fear in guys, yeah, and I can speak for me, when I was doing it all the time, it seems is frequent ejaculation. It's crazy. One thing I'd like to leave before I leave as well is something that Steve about, you know your shit. It's not judgment, it's just my path. And oh god, I can talk about two things actually, once I say that to you. Not only when you save your seed do you give yourself the real divine masculine, you also give yourself the possibility and increase the possibility of doing something fucking epic called a male orgasm. A male, not ejaculation orgasm that lasts a few seconds, but an internal orgasm, whether that be just in the prostate, whether that be in the kidneys, whether that be in the legs, the heart, the pineal, or even at a more experienced level. And by the way, I'm just speaking hypothetically, but there's a resonation with the message. A whole body orgasm for men. You almost never will have whole body orgasms or orgasm internally as a guy if you're ejaculating every few days. Imagine if you got a taste of what it feels like to have an ejaculation in your prostate. I've had that one many times. Doing semen retention on a run, it's quite often, it's all the time now, and yoga, certain yoga pose. I get this fire in my prostate. It's not my willy. It feels sexy as fuck. It really does. Like a lot better than the ejaculation. Honestly, every time I wet dream and it just overs, that's the only time I ejaculate now. Let me rephrase. No, one or two with a partner. Mainly, I'm getting better. But honestly, when that wet dream, you wake up, you see, after the wet dream, not before, most of the time, because I wouldn't wet dream. But it sucks. It actually sucks, the feeling of ejaculation compared to what I know now, because I've got a comparison of the prostate orgasm, which lasts longer and it's like a fire for me. I don't know what it is for you guys, because I'm a complete novice with the internal. For now, 34. I won't be novice for long, because I'm obsessed with this shit. Got the Tantrika. Probably only going to be with Tantrikas. Got myself too. Don't need people to do orgasms as well. You know what I mean? But it's epic to have that. I've had it many times. The fire of the prostate orgasm. I've had it in my kidneys before. I've had it in my feet once. That was really fucking fun. That's another reason. A great reason to do it. Really. I mean, imagine telling kids at school. You can watch porn and have your instant gratification, or guys, you've seen the women like in When Harry Met Sally that can orgasm like really loud like that. You can do it too. Yeah, you can do it too. How cool is that? Guys can orgasm too. That's a great selling point. There's so many I'm giving people. Put it in the book. You can orgasm like a girl. And guess what? When you do orgasm internally, instead of losing life force energy via the ejaculation, you are now optimizing the fuck out of your health even more. So there's level one, semen retention, compared to non-semen, less frequent ejaculation for you. Huge health bonus. Level two, somehow cleansing, purifying the body, doing a bit of concentration, yoga, whatever, and focusing with qigong, and then internally orgasming in certain parts of the body. That puts your head up a level beyond just semen retention, because now you're sending the sexual energy medicine out of the penis into other parts of the body in a very profound way. By the way, you're always sending a little bit of sexual energy medicine into the body, uh, even if you don't know how to internally orgasm, because constantly the semen is looping, because the semen is made comprisely of the cerebrospinal fluid. It's made of cerebrospinal fluid, like 70% of the semen. Spinal fluid. So when each ejaculation costs you, in my opinion, a good yoga set, a good spine, especially the more the worse, and it costs you your brain, your thinking, plus a lower testosterone from it. Definitely, testosterone is key to the heart muscle being strong. It's key to the brain and preventing Alzheimer's and dementia. I'll even go as far as saying that high testosterone does prevent against Alzheimer's, dementia, and all those diseases that men seem to be getting all the time. So if you get on semen retention, you're doing a lot of health benefits for you. That's level two, orgasming. Level one, semen retention. no kind of conscious effort. That's okay. It's amazing, by the way. Honor your journey. It took me 2 years just to forget about setting around a body. It took me 2 years to see retention. Then there's um, some different parts of the body, and then level three. Oh, there's 4 levels. Level three is a full body orgasm, and that's a master Jedi skill, which I desire to master. And I'll say, I think from what I've heard speaking to a lot of people about it, and to I don't know, a 70-year-old guy now. Don't know if he's watching this, called Frank. I met in Wales, and he orgasms like no tomorrow, very easily. Um, so I'm going to get there. A key part of it is to let go, is to not try. The guy wants to try all the time, especially me. You try so hard. Actually, Stephen's good at that. That's why Stephen's advice is so great. Earlier, if you didn't see it, his advice was great because it's the not trying whilst you try. The paradox. Intent, see retention, but don't try too hard because you won't surrender and let go. You're never going to orgasm. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. It's a paradox. Anyway, with that guy, he's 70-year-old and he. You should see him, man. We was doing breath work and all these things. And he was orgasming over nothing. I gave him some funky water with my Amalema wand, normal spring water, and this does add water. And he was like orgasming and making sounds. He's got to a stage of supreme mastery with it. Where he has whole body pineal one he talked to me about. It was amazing. You can do it. So that's not even the pinnacle, though. Not even the pinnacle, the whole body orgasm for men. There's a level beyond that. How cool is that? There's a level beyond. Level beyond is almost complete ego dissolution. A temporary shutting down of the walls of duality and experience of God consciousness, unity, whilst alive. The same way we can do it with psychedelics if we take enough of the certain ones, but we can also do it through sex. Again, I've not done it. It makes sense. It resonates when you really practice and desire to master these things. Listen, I might not get there. You guys might not. But one of the keys to encouraging people for semen retention is you need a lot of reasons and excitement in the future. The more reasons you've got to do something, the more likely you are to commit. I committed because after 7 days, I had ridiculous energy. I was masturbating every few days before that, all my life up to 2017. So up to the age of 29. Fuck. I took the 7 day run and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This is incredible. Almost as incredible as the first time I drank my own urine. Wow. It was incredible. I loved it. Okay, so last thing I want to leave for me, and another reason, this might be not your reason, guys and girls, for watching it, and girls, by the way, should watch this for their partners. It's really key. The last reason, something I noticed is your face, this might be vain, but your masculine face becomes very saggy and unsymmetrical and shitty when you masturbate every few days, even when you are a young teenage boy like me, and you can possibly take it better, definitely, than other people. My face was always something wrong with how it looked. It looked saggy and unsymmetrical. This is hard to explain, and it sounds vain, but also the actual reason for the unsymmetry of ejaculation tells me the power of semen retention. Because the semen is like a pint of blood. It's got nutrients, hormones, enzymes, minerals, vitamins, cerebrospinal fluid. It's got testosterone. We know what high levels. We know what high testosterone does. It builds muscle in the face, so your face becomes deep set. You become more masculine. Your beard, your hair grows quicker, like it really should. You possibly, and I think Steve would agree with me because I remember posting about it. Possibly one of the reasons why guys go bald too early. I know it's a complicated issue and there's loads of reasons, and it's definitely not all this one big. But one of them doesn't help a guy maintain good hair and go bald and alopecia. Definitely is a lot ejaculation every day. I'm sorry to say that. But anyway, I noticed in all the photos when I was younger, when I started masturbating 13 to 15, 17, I was going through depression at those times, but the face was wrong. It was saggy. Now I look at my face and my face looks better. It looks symmetrical. It looks soft. It looks like a masculine. I'm not saying I'm vain. I'm saying the divine masculine is meant to have symmetry, a deep set jaw. He's meant to have nice, tight, firm skin. He's meant to look like a guy. You can't help how you're born, but you can help the symmetry, the masculine jawline, all these things, by the way, that women are unconsciously attracted to. Women are definitely unconsciously attracted to semen retention. 100%. They can sense your fearlessness. They can sense your divinity. They can sense that you don't give in to them easily. There's nothing more powerful to a woman, truly, to a quality woman, than a guy that won't give her the seed because he values himself and what he offers to her more than a moment where he's just giving into her and thinking, oh, I'll take the hit for my health and my divinity because I love this girl. That's, to me, undivine. Back to the title. There we go. Another reason why you're undivine. You ejaculate a lot. It tells them unconsciously. And back to this, a deep set face with a nice jawline and growing hair and, okay, girls might not like beards, but your hair grows quicker, you shave it off. Symmetry within the face and the deep setness. That's sexy. And again, I'm not superficial. And I know girls don't judge guys on looks as much as we judge them. I'm aware of that. But still, do you want to look good? Do you want to look like a man? Because every guy can, despite how ugly you look. You can truly look, when you're born with that, you can look like a fucking man. That's encouraging to 13. I've got to teach the kids, man, the 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. That's a huge reason for them. More attraction from girls. They're going to find a divine feminine queen. They're going to keep the seed in. They're going to get their purpose done. They're going to do more shit in the world and have more impact. When kids learn this stuff, they'll have way more impact in the world. My impact, and a huge part of it, is only possible, or I find it easy to do now relatively, is because of the seed retention. Without it, God, it would be so hard. I'd have to exert so much willpower. It'd be so hard. There'd be more fear. I'd still do it anyway, by the way. I know what I'm like. I override programs. If I can make my life easier, I'll do it. So yeah, I know I've got all over the place. Um, that presentation was everything I kind of know on seed retention that means something to me. There's loads more information out there. If you're interested to read my book, my last one, it's type in Harry Potter on Amazon. Check it out. It's also about the power of growing your hair long, which, you've got to be congruent in life. Got the beard, I've got the hair, I'm going to keep growing this, I don't know when it's going to come off. I know it's powerful. That's the one for guys that no one ever does. Another one, probably more than hair long, if I'm being honest. Seam retention, man. It's a lifestyle. And lastly, I'm super grateful for social media that people bash, for the information, because that's where I found this information, from Facebook, seam retention. So I'm grateful to all you guys, Stevens, watching, anyone that's shouted a message, Caputos, the Seth Rakes. I'll try and interview Seth Rakes. I think it's coming in the next few days on Instagram about this. I'll talk to him, he'll talk to me. He knows so much. Incredible. I'm really grateful for it. And it's lifelong. And I'll lastly say that, believe it or not, anything you do consistently gets easy. It's only hard at the beginning. Any good habit, it's only hard at the beginning. That's when the willpower's burnt. It gets easier and easier and easier. Now porn doesn't really come into my mind. Ever. It's just the memory of it is gone. The neural pathways of, oh, let's watch some porn to entertain myself, give myself a dopamine high, but it's not too much dopamine because it burns the receptors. There's dopamine pins. Don't need that anymore. I don't think about it. So it does get easier, but it did take me time. Salute the fact maybe you're not ready for it now, but I planted a seed in you, or other people have. Salute the fact maybe you need a few more people to tell you before we give it a go. Salute the fact you're at stage 1. You're doing 7-day runs, but still ejaculating. Salute it all, because it's all worthy, it's all your life. And ultimately, there's no judgment. I don't even judge people for doing what they want. I'm only caring really about the highest health of everybody and what's worked for me. So people can do what they want. I don't judge people for that. I've got many friends that don't do what I do. Don't mind. You're making life a bit harder, but whatever. It's all good. Alright, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Have a lovely day. Love you all. God bless. Peace.